The morning sun had barely crested the horizon when I stumbled upon a tear-stained, legal confession resting beside my morning mug on the kitchen table, written in trembling handwriting that confessed to a hit-and-run accident 3 years prior. The raw, heartbreaking words detailed how a young boy's life had been permanently altered, and how the driver had spent every waking second since crushed under the agonizing weight of her own cowardly silence. It was a terrifying, deeply moving revelation that instantly shattered the quiet routine of our suburban home and proved that the heaviest burdens are often carried in complete secrecy. If this opening moment touches your heart and you believe in the transformative power of kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances, please take a second to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel to become a part of our supportive community. When Clara first moved into my sunlit 2-bedroom apartment near the coast, she was the picture of reserved elegance, keeping entirely to herself while maintaining a quiet, almost fragile presence. For 6 straight days during the bright morning hours and sunny afternoons, she would leave her bedroom door propped wide open while inside, sitting quietly at her desk or staring out the large window at the passing clouds. It was a strange, silent cry for connection, as if she were desperately attempting to show that she had nothing left to hide, yet whenever I walked past or tried to strike up a friendly conversation, she would offer only a faint, weary smile before looking away. I noticed the small, telltale signs of a soul in deep torment, the way her hands trembled when she poured water, her utter lack of appetite during lunch, and the distant, haunted glare in her eyes whenever the neighborhood children played loudly in the street below. I desperately wanted to reach out to her, to let her know that she was safe in our shared home, but an invisible ocean of unspoken grief kept us anchored on opposite shores. Everything reached an overwhelming breaking point on the 7th day, right around mid-morning, when the apartment was filled with brilliant, golden sunshine. I was working at the dining table when Clara stepped out of her room, wearing an oversized, worn-out navy button-down shirt that belonged to me, a shirt I had left draped over the living room armchair the afternoon before. She looked small, trembling, and utterly exposed, with tears streaming freely down her face, reflecting the bright daylight. Without saying a single word, she walked slowly over to where I sat, pointed with a shaking hand to the handwritten document on the table, and sank down onto the floor beside my chair, burying her face in her hands as deep, chest-heaving sobs finally broke through her long-held composure. Sitting beside her on the hardwood floor in the warm midday glow, I listened as the terrible truth poured out of her in a breathless, weeping confession. Clara explained that wearing my shirt was her desperate attempt to feel grounded and shielded by someone else's stability, a frantic search for comfort before she gathered the courage to turn herself in to the authorities. She recounted that fateful afternoon 3 years ago when a moment of distraction led to a tragedy, and how fear had caused her to press the gas pedal instead of stepping out to help. The shame had eaten away at her mind, destroying her confidence, ending her career, and making her believe she was a monster who deserved neither warmth nor a future, which was why she had left her door open for 6 days, hoping someone would finally look closely enough to see her shattered reality. As her tears dried under the bright afternoon light, I found myself facing a profound moral crossroads, balancing anger at the tragedy with immense compassion for the broken human being weeping in front of me. Instead of reacting with harsh judgment or pushing her away, I reached out and held her hands, assuring her that while she could not undo the past, she still had the power to choose honesty and redemption over lifelong despair. We spent hours talking through the overwhelming fear of consequences, exploring how facing accountability was not the end of her life, but rather the essential first step toward healing both herself and the family she had wronged. The warmth of the sun streamed through the windows, mirroring the gradual shift in Clara's eyes as the dark cloud of secrecy began to lift, replaced by a quiet, determined resolve. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, Clara decided that she would no longer allow fear to dictate her existence. Together, under the clear sky of late afternoon, we walked down to the municipal police precinct, where she calmly walked up to the front desk and handed over her written statement, answering every question with complete honesty and genuine remorse. Because of her voluntary surrender, her deep accountability, and the absence of any prior offenses, the justice system focused heavily on rehabilitation and restitution. Over the subsequent months, Clara threw herself into court-mandated community service, dedicating every spare daylight hour to working with mobility rehabilitation charities and helping injured youth regain their strength and independence. Watching her navigate that arduous journey of repentance transformed my understanding of human resilience and moral strength. Clara gradually shed her heavy cloak of guilt, not by forgetting what had happened, but by actively working every day to bring light and support into the lives of others. The open door that had once signified a desperate plea for help eventually became a symbol of her transparency, openness, and willingness to live honestly in the daylight. Our home became a place of genuine healing and deep companionship, proving that even the most catastrophic mistakes do not have to define the remainder of a person's story if they possess the bravery to seek forgiveness and make amends. Before we conclude this emotional journey, I would love to hear your personal perspective on today's story. Do you believe that true redemption requires us to face our greatest fears, and can genuine remorse ever truly heal the wounds of the past? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. As the afternoon light softly filtered through the living room windows, Clara stood by the open door with a calm, peaceful smile, ready to embrace a future built on truth, healing, and unconditional grace.